So today is the day we're going to learn how to factor. This is such a good day. But before we do that, and factoring helps you to eventually find zeros, the x-intercepts, all that fun stuff. But before we do that, we're going to actually do a quick review. So one thing that we learned back a while ago when we were doing some algebra tile models was we learned how to multiply using the table method. So that's when we broke this down. This says 2 terms by 2 terms. So we made a 2 term by 2 term, put one of the terms, put the other term, and multiplied. X times 2x is 2x squared. X times 1 is x. 2x times 4 is 8x. 1 times 4 is 4. We combined like terms, and we got 2x squared plus 9x, because x plus 8x is 9x, plus 4. Hopefully you remember doing that. If not, hopefully this example showed you. Now what we're going to do next is we're going to multiply the following binomials using either a table or the FOIL method. And I'm going to review the FOIL method with you. And then we're going to write the answers in standard form. In this case, it's, remember, ax squared plus bx plus c. All right. So again, we can do this with the table method, which is x plus 1. X minus 7. X times x is x squared. X times 1 is x. X times negative 7 is negative 7x. 1 times negative 7 is negative 7. Combining like terms, we get x squared. Negative 7x plus 1x is negative 6x minus 7. The other thing we could do is we could FOIL, which means first, outside, inside, last. So I'm going to show that with this one. So if I have x plus 1 times x minus 7, the first two terms are x times x, which gives you x squared. The outside terms are x times negative 7, which gives you negative 7x. The inside terms are 1 times x, which gives you 1x or x. And the last terms are 1 and negative 7, which gives you negative 7. If you combine like terms, you get x squared minus 6x minus 7. So we get the same thing no matter which way you do. Now I know we're pretty well versed with the table method, so I'm going to have us work on FOILing real quick. So first, x squared. Outside, x times 2 is 2x. Inside, 9 times x is 9x. Last, 9 times 2 is 18. We combine like terms, and we get x squared plus 11x plus 18. Now pause the video and you try and do the next one yourself. So try to do the next one. X times x is x squared. X times negative 3 is minus 3x. Negative 5 times x is minus 5x. Negative 5 times negative 3 is minus 15. Or sorry, is a plus 15. Combine like terms and I get x squared minus 8x plus 15. Now, you at this point can choose to FOIL or do table method. It's up to you. I'm not going to stop you from doing either way. I will generally FOIL. I will multiply the binomial pair. But if you prefer the table method, do the table method. It is up to you. We're not going to finish off the rest of these questions because I want to get to factoring. So factoring is like huge. It is, how do we go from this x squared minus 8x plus 15 to the binomial pair of x minus 5, x minus 3. And from there, we can then solve so much. So first, we're going to get an equation. And let's actually start with that last one. Our equation is x squared minus 8x plus 15. So that's the last one we had right here. And what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and come back to this. So the first thing you always do with factoring in the Batman method is you are going to identify A, B, and C. So A is 1, B is negative 8, and C is 15. All right? The next thing you're going to do is draw Batman. So we're going to draw our Batman. You can call this the cat. Some people used to call it the bag. Whatever you want to call it, it's okay. You can also just draw a box if you don't want to draw Batman. And then you are going to put, so this number here is 1. We're going to multiply 1 and 15. And that's what's going to go right here, 15. 1 times a positive 15 or 15. So you're multiplying A and C. Now, in this course, it's always just going to be C because A is always going to be 1 when we are factoring. However, in Math 2, Math 3, A might not be 1. So that's why I'm trying to teach you how to do this because it's going to help you out later. So now we need to find the factors of 15, meaning what two numbers multiply together to give me 15? Well, 1 and 15 do. And so do 3 and 5. Now, since this is a positive 15, so if we found factors of a product, that's 15, that product. Now we need to find what's going to add if product is positive or subtract if negative to give you B. So this product right here is a positive 15. So these are going to add up to give me a negative 8. Which of these will add up to give me a negative 8? Well, it's 3 and 5, and to get negative 8, they both need to be negative. So when it's adding, they're both the same sign. When it's subtracting, they're different signs. Then you write your binomial pair. And lastly, you can check by FOIL/table. It's up to you. So the binomial pair is x. This is a negative 3, so minus 3, and x minus 5. And if we go back to our original, that was our original one, x minus 5, x minus 3. So thinking of one just off the top of my head, we're going to practice one more. We're going to do x squared minus 4x minus 12. Okay. So first step, identify A, B, and C. My A is 1, my B is negative 4, and my C is negative 12. Okay, draw your Batman. And Batman doesn't have to be this big. 1 times negative 12 is negative 12. I multiplied A and C. Now factors of, we're just going to say 12, eventually it'll be negative 12, are 1, 12, 2, 6, 3, and 4. Now I need them to subtract to give me 4. Which of these are going to subtract to give me 4? 2 and 6 are going to subtract to give me 4, and I need it to be a negative 4. So the 6 is going to be negative, and the 2 is positive. Negative 6 plus 2 is a negative 4. We write our binomial pair. X plus 2, x minus 6. Right here, this is the answer. If you want to check it, you can FOIL. X times x is x squared. X times negative 6 is minus 6x. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times negative 6 is negative 12. Combine like terms, and I get x squared minus 4x minus 12. I get the original. And that's what you should get if your answer is correct. So this is factoring. We're going to get some more practice, so don't worry. And then you will have an assignment. So let's practice a little bit more. So we have these three right here. Let's do A, B, and C. A is 1, B is 8, C is 7. Draw your Batman. 1 times 7 is 7. I need factors of 7, which are only 1 and 7. And they need to add to give me a positive 8, so they're both going to be positive. Because 1 plus 7 is a positive 8. So we have x plus 1 and x plus 7. Again, I can check this. X times x is x squared. X times 7 is 7x. 1 times x is 1x. 1 times 7 is 7. Combine like terms, x squared plus 8x plus 7. It comes back to the original. We're all good. It checks out. The next one, sometimes you'll just get other letters in. It doesn't matter. It's still doing the same thing. So here, A, B, C is 1, 1, negative 90. So negative 90 times 1 is negative 90. Factors of 90 are 190, 245, 330. And sometimes you might run out of room, and that's perfectly fine. 4 doesn't go into it. 518. 615, as you can see, I just keep going. And then 9 and 10. I need these to subtract to give me a positive 1. That's going to be 9 and 10. It's going to be a positive 10 and a negative 9, because 10 minus 9 is 1. So I have x minus 9, x plus 10. Pause the video right now to check that answer. And you get and instead of x's, we should have used m's, but it's okay. Like, the world knows you mean a variable. It's okay. All right, for the next one, I know it might be a little bit hard to see on my page. I'm sorry. It's 1, negative 13, and 40. So we make our Batman, and 1 times 40 is 40. So we have 1, 40, 2, 20, 4, 10. And again, it's what numbers multiplied together give me 40. 1 times 40 is 40. 2 times 20 is 20. 4 times 10 is 40. 3, 5, and 8. 6, 7. There's no others. That's it. And I do the smaller one on the left side. Now, I could have gone back around and done 8 times 5, but I already have that in 5 times 8. Now, I need them to add or be both the same sign to give me 13. Which one of these will give me 13? Well, 5 and 8 will, and it needs to be a negative 13. So both of these are going to be negative. And I'll get, this is k, I should remember, k minus 5, k minus 8. Okay? And then checking your work. Means we have, oh sure, negative 5 times negative 8 is a positive 40. There you go. Okay, for this last one, I want you to try and pause the video and do it yourself. It's okay, and if you need to like start it to help with factors and then pause it to figure it out, that's fine too. A is 1, 99, negative 100. Now I'm making kind of a big Batman because I know a lot of numbers give us 100. We have 1 and 100, 250, 425, 520, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 and 10. All right, now they need to subtract because it's a negative, so they need to be opposite signs because a positive times a negative gives me a negative. Give me 99. The only ones that are going to do that are 1 and 100, and I need a positive 99, so the 100 has to be positive, and the 1 has to be negative because 100 minus 1 is 99. And I get V minus 1, V plus 100. We check that. Combine like terms. All good. So now that we have that, you have an activity to do, and we are going to do more of this tomorrow. So don't stress. But if you need me, please, 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 please get on a Google Meet. Don't just sit here. Please ask for help. Have a good one.